and thank you for joining me. My name is Stacy Potter. I'm with FlexNet, and today I'm going to walk you through a quick demo of the report you get after running a scan with the free software composition analysis tool you downloaded from FlexNet Code Aware. Just a reminder, this free solution scans only your Java, NuGet, and NPM packages, but is a powerful tool to assess intellectual property and security vulnerability risk in your code. Let's get started. For the sake of this demo, I've already run a scan and I'm displaying the summary screen, which summarizes the number of files scanned, the number of packages identified in your scan, and the number of security vulnerabilities across all identified packages. Let's dig into the details and look at the actionable results. Click on View Report, and this will open an HTML file in your browser with detailed information on your scan results. This report has two views: the summary dashboard and package inventory. We're currently looking at the summary dashboard view. It is the initial view which summarizes the code-based files that were scanned and allows you to quickly assess your overall security and intellectual property risk in your codebase via the operational risk window. Below that, there are roll-ups of security vulnerability and license exposures. Note that each label in this view is clickable and will bring you to a filtered package inventory view. Let's start with the scan summary, which provides high-level information on what was scanned, how long it took, number of files that were processed, and number of packages that were found. You can also open the scan summary section to see more data like the type of file scanned to get a better idea of the makeup of your codebase files. Notice the two bar charts. The one on the top shows how many binary files were analyzed. The second shows, out of the files we looked at, how many have been represented based on the automated findings. Once again, the free Code Aware solution is scanning Java, NuGet, and NPM packages only. Thus the reason you see only a certain percentage of files scanned. Under the scan summary is a section called Operational Risk. This boils your scan down to specific risk levels: high, medium, and low. This is calculated based on the analyzed packages with associated security vulnerabilities, as well as packages with intellectual property license issues. Those make up P1, P2, or P3 licenses. Be sure to check out the legend here to better understand the different levels of vulnerability and license issues. P1 would be a strong copyleft license, and P2 a weak copyleft. Everything else would be P3, such as permissive or public domain. FlexNet Code Aware makes all of these legends clickable. So I'm going to click here on the red, high-level security issues. Those are the most pressing issues to manage, and as we like to say, it's important to first get the red out. In other words, anything in red should move to the top of the priority list. We are now seeing the package inventory based only on those with the highest priority security concerns. From here, I can change the view by selecting different filters. For example, we can reset the filters to see the high-level red security vulnerabilities, as well as P1 high-priority licenses. This allows users to quickly get down to what is most important and address those issues first. It's at this level of the report you can also perform searches by keyword, CVE ID, and copyright holder. Let's do a quick CVE search. CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. You can find IDs for specific vulnerabilities in the National Vulnerability Database. We'll provide a link to the NVD database in the description below this video. For the sake of our demonstration, we're going to search on Struts 2, which is a popular permissively licensed package, which would in the past have been auto-approved at most organizations. However, it's been in the news most recently as the root cause of the Equifax breach. If you want to quickly see if this vulnerability exposes you based on the components you use, enter the CVE here. Click Filter, and you're quickly able to see that we have identified it within the scanned components, and you are now aware of your component exposure to that particular vulnerability. Now, let's select one of the particular packages. It opens up a Details panel on the right. Here you get additional information like what the component version is, the governing license, a breakdown of vulnerabilities with individual severities, descriptions of the packages, the path of the files that were scanned, the type of evidence the scan was based on, vendor names, and potential copyrights that might be embedded in the files. Below this, we have a list of security vulnerabilities. Each of these vulnerabilities are once again coming from the National Vulnerability Database. Click on the ID, and it will take you to the NVD website for additional information on the description, a breakdown of the CVSS score, and guidance on how to remediate this problem in your codebase. Going back to the Details panel, you see the ID, a severity of the vulnerability, a score, and a description. Finally, in the next section, you have a view into direct first-level dependencies. This is important for developers because some dependencies have transitive dependencies that pull in other components, and all of these will end up in your application. Whatever your governing practices are, you need to pay attention to all of the IP and security risks associated with using someone else's code, which makes these dependencies critical in managing risk. FlexNet CodeAware helps you see what risks may be hidden in your open source software. After the scan, it's important to quickly take the proper actions to remediate all of the high priority issues you uncovered in the scan. Flexera has provided 2 tools to begin that process. Click on Next Steps here within the tool, and you get a detailed list of who within your organization to contact, the questions you should be asking, and steps to remediation. Secondly, Flexera created a field guide to open source licensing and open source compliance checklist that gives you common sense guidance to specific license requirements and the questions you should be asking and answering to speed you along to a higher level of open source compliance. We've provided a link to that asset in the summary provided under this video. That concludes the demo. Thank you for watching. For more information on FlexNet CodeAware and to check out our complete end-to-end solution called FlexNet Code Insight that finds all evidence of open source code with no limitations, please visit us at www.flexera.com/SCA.